Hello peeps, Hillbilly Halfwit. What we're talking about today is media manipulation. I've been watching it the last couple of days, and basically it's on full-blown propaganda outfit trying to frighten everybody into going to a full-blown Third World War. That's what is going on. And if you can't see it, you are blind to it. So they're trying to get you all worked up to go into a Third World War. And the UK's only got 20,000 troops really that it can send. So they're going to have to do conscript your sons and daughters to go there. It's a crazy world we're living in. Now, the media, we've seen it all before with the US aid, are basically being paid for to do propaganda by the security services from America and UK and all around the world. And there's 4,000 of the top journalists all being paid for by US aid. Associated Press is all the media that in the UK that has all its news and headlines only takes it from the Associated Press. They won't share anything unless it's been on there. It's a big propaganda scheme. Now, I've been watching it this morning on a few channels and a few ones I don't usually watch, and I noticed how on Jeremy Vile they were people phoning in, some phoning in with some really good points saying exactly what we say, that just stop the war and get them to have peace talks, and saying that in 2015 or 14 they broke the agreement that was set up between Putin and the EU and NATO. But as soon as somebody brings that up, they're made out to be a kook, warmonger, or spreading disinformation. That is not disinformation, that is the truth. That is the truth. So this was quite interesting. I was looking around YouTube last couple of weeks, and it's last week really, and I've noticed lots of channels popping up with not many subscribers, not many views neither. What's the one girl called Maria Kariakis, or whatever her name is? Kariakis. She was on Jeremy Vile sometimes. She's a far left one, and the other girl who was on Jeremy Vile, but she's employed by Gary Lineker. And they got a channel the other day that was popping up in my feed all the time, and it had been there for, this video had been up for 10 days and it got less than 1,000 views. So less than mine. But that's going in the feed all the time. And then it was same with Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell. They were the same. Their videos were getting like 1,000 views and popping up on the channel all the time. And I looked the other day, all of a sudden there's a massive amount of subscribers on that channel when there was nothing before. And it'll be the same with this one again. What they're doing is they're moving off the mainstream media onto YouTube now to try and propagandize people. And so you watch out for that. So that channel I looked at last night, over 10 days it had got 1,000 views on that video. And you watch. What they're doing is like they were doing in Twitter, where they were artificially pushing these channels so they're popular, and nobody actually watches the bloody things. It's just been artificially done. And then when Elon Musk took over Twitter and he changed all that, these channels just disappeared because all their followers were made up. Loads of Biden's followers were made up on there. Same thing's happening on YouTube. That's why I say be careful who you listen to on YouTube. Anyway, so the mainstream media is adopting this stance now. If you think the same way as Tony Benn, like I do, and you would rather people talk jaw, not war, and you think people should just stop the killing and actually get on with each other because it's been going on for too long, you're made out to be a bad person and a lunatic. You see, I saw that this morning. Some lady phoned in Jeremy Violent spoke very good, saying exactly what we think about the Minsk agreement and things like that, and how a ceasefire needs to happen, and she was made out to be a fool. She wasn't at all. So, my opinion on war is you shouldn't actually go to war unless you decide to go, and then the country is with you, and if you decide to go, of course, I'd be happy to go then. And trouble is, see, our governments have run our military down, so there's only like 20,000 troops available to go at any one time, and the whole amount of our military could fit in one football stadium, and most of them are pen pushers. So our politicians have run the military down to a state where we can't really look after our own country. That's the be-all end of it all. And at the moment, if anybody says come to a peace talks with Putin, you're made out to be some kind of a shrill, and they say, how can you talk to that man? It's horrible. You should not talk with this, or should not do this, and it shouldn't. But they talk with the guy from China who's basically torturing them people, them Uyghur people. Saudi Arabia, they don't give a shit then. And can you imagine if you said, if the way they think at the moment, you wouldn't talk to any leader that doesn't agree with you, it means we would be bombing France, doesn't it? Because they're sending all them hordes of boat people over without stopping them. So I see the other day that, going on to that little bit of a subject, that they'd made some agreement now where that guy from France has agreed to stop them boats. Oh, I wonder why he's done that now, to help Starmer out. That's why. It's to keep the little patsy in there. What I mean is our military should be kept up to speed at what it is. It should be funded properly. Soldiers having proper equipment. When they leave the military, should be looked after. Proper pensions. It's a fucking disgrace the way they're looked after when they're left. You won't find other countries doing it. And I can see that in these military boxes. I've just had a French ration pack delivered the other day. And the difference in the way they look after their soldiers is unbelievable. I'll do that later on. 24-hour ration pack, the French one. Lovely looking food. And then they just give our lot this crappy substance. That should say it all, really. So, there we are. That's the one from me today. I did do a video before this, but for some reason, the camera stopped working. do. So, please comment, rate and subscribe. I always say it as it is. I don't hide any of my views, because I realise there's no point. People just make it up if you don't tell the truth anyway, so... Remember, there's nothing wrong with being a person who doesn't want a conflict and doesn't want to see 2,000 people die in a week somewhere. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's common sense. Because all wars end in dialogue in the end. And it's time for dialogue. So, thank you for watching and listening to me. Nice day again, you in mid Wales. Ta-da.